Tigers win. Tigers win. Let's go. Let me back up this camera a little bit. There we go. Tigers win. Ty Floyd, man. Ty Floyd, the bullpen. Gavin Guidry coming in, closing the proverbial door. And congratulations to all LSU fans. You will be a top 8 national seed. It does not matter what you do from here on out. Meaning you could, you don't want to, you're still technically in the race for an SEC championship with Vanderbilt and Arkansas playing here tonight. But nevertheless, you want to go for the sweep. But, man, what a massive performance it's been the last 2 nights for your team on the mound. I don't really care that Floyd gave up that late home run to barely clearing the fence in right field at 3:15. He gave up a 2-run home run in the bottom of the first to Harbor. But after that, Ty Floyd absolutely shoved. You know what, LSU? Starting pitching and bullpen might be saying, we're back. Hey now, like my name's Chris Blair. Ty Floyd, man, what a night. Jordan Thompson, that's our shortstop. After Zach and Pooh Bear, Mr. Blake, he stinks. Oh, wait, that wasn't Pooh Bear. That was another guy in Spaces. Jordan Thompson, what a play there in the ninth. Mr. Blake, he had an error tonight. I mean, dude is killing it right now. He's got double-digit home runs. Congratulations, we've won the series. So LSU moves to what, 42-12 on the season? 42-12. And currently, Arkansas is beating Vanderbilt 4-2 in the bottom of the fourth. We'll keep you updated on that score as well. Auburn has won the series against Missouri. They won a game earlier today, 4-0, and then again tonight, 7-2. A&M is leading Mississippi State 3-2. Tennessee is up on South Carolina 5-0. Alabama won against Arkansas. Ole Miss, excuse me. Alabama beat Ole Miss 5-1, and number 4 Florida is down 6-4 or lost 6-4 to Kentucky. So massive weekend, man. You pull off the sweep tomorrow, and then it's on. We'll talk a lot here tonight about the game. We'll talk just my thoughts on the pen, man. What a massive performance by Gavin Guidry. Jay clearly had a plan going into this weekend on the mound, and it's prevailed. And listen, it is not as if Georgia doesn't have dudes at the plate. Gavin Guidry coming in the 8th. He gets 2 strikeouts. He gets 1 on Condon and 1 on Tate. Condon has 24 home runs, which you should know by now if you've been watching the series, and Tate has 17. He gives up a single to Harbor and then a fly out to right field by David, but then comes in the bottom of the 9th, gets Gonzalez to fly out. Jordan Thompson makes a diving stop and an absolute just major league throw over to first base and then strikes out Spikes looking. So massive win, man. Great overall win. Great overall win. Nick Rizzuto says, what was that about Thompson's defense again? Oof. Kid's playing out of his mind, man. He's playing out of his mind. Big J. Cole says, Thompson haters will say he overthrew the first one. I could care less. I could really care less. Justin Wells says, I swear to the man above, if someone mentions anything negative about Jordan Thompson here tonight, I might jump through the screen. Well, They don't have the cojones to say anything about him here tonight. Steph and our good friends over at Fry Construction says, let JT come in and eat some innings on the hill. I know what you're trying to say here. But he says that last ball in the 6th hole left his hand at least at 95 miles an hour. No doubt. No doubt. Trey Robichaux on YouTube says, hashtag Thompson lives matter. I guess. Damn, man. Dwayne says, I bitch when he messes up, but great job tonight by Jordan Thompson. Yeah. Yeah. Stephen Young, who played for the 49ers in the 99 to the 2000s, said Guidry is a damn dog. He did some serious stuff tonight. Blake Doucette says, percentage Blake, you get you a Miller and not some water. That was a good game. No, I've cut back on the drinking Mondays through Fridays. Saturdays we can do it, but not tonight. Not tonight. Chad says Florida lost. We need Vandy to come through. Yeah, they're down 4-2. It's not looking good right now. John Butler on YouTube says the ups and downs of baseball makes it frustrating and yet a very great game. Pooh Bear says, I think Blake Doucette has already been in them Millers. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because of the mispronunciation or misspellings. I'm not gonna hit that man for that because I do it all the time. David Mobley says Jordan Thompson probably not the best at pickleball. I'm just saying. Probably not the best at pickleball. Just saying. What is I guess I'm missing a reference. What does pickleball have to do? I don't know what that means. Trey Patton says Jordan Thompson has a cannon. That he does. Good to see Jordan Thompson getting some outright love here tonight. Eric on YouTube says the way Floyd pitched today, if we have 2 solid starters, we can get deep into Omaha. Well, not only that, I mean, again, your bullpen has stood up. Now, you've given up some runs, and that's okay. I mean, that's okay. So, look, if you can keep teams at bay, you can win a lot of games. All right, last one, then we'll get rolling. Adam B says, even with a ton of injuries, Arkansas is still finding ways to win. That's true. They had another key piece is down this weekend and is going to be out for the year, and they continue to win. So could be a chance where it's you and Arkansas there at the end. If you're the 4 seed and they're the 1 seed, there's a very strong chance you could see them there at the end as well. But don't forget, LSU would play Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. Wednesday or Thursday, maybe, because they would get the double bye. This is a little bit of sourced. I have been told don't expect Blake Money this weekend. Expect him to possibly go in that game 1 in Hoover. LSU got the double bye. They've clinched that. I mean, there's no other way around it. So I would expect Blake Money game 1 for sure. And then Skeens after that on Thursday. Pooh Bear says you didn't burn through any bullpen either. Sounds like I have been drinking on the Millers, not being able to read. Blaine Griffin. What's up, Blaine? What's up, buddy? He says bullpen stepped up their past 2 games. No doubt. And if you can continue to do that, man, it's going to be lights out. Lights out. All right. Let's do this. Let's get rolling. Let's talk about our good friends over at BetOnline very quickly. We'll talk about the game. You know I got to throw some football in there at the end. We'll chit chat a little bit about something. Did a more deep dive on Andre Sam. Not only that, we're just gonna talk about some stuff. I kind of want to talk a little bit about Florida State. We'll talk about them tomorrow morning as well on the Ruffino and Joe show. But just want to give a little update of what I think in the film study that I've seen from Florida State. Also, have you guys seen what's going on at Auburn? Hugh Freeze has not been in Auburn 6 months, and there's already a sex scandal. Now, I don't know if he could prevent what happened, but Auburn as well. And then we'll, to end the show, we'll go around your SEC. But let's talk about our good friends over at BetOnline. Do us a favor, though, by hitting the like and share. So many of you joining us right now on Facebook. Hit the like and share. Share to all of those social media groups. Share to all of those social media pages. If you're listening to us on YouTube, so many of you in there as well. There's over 100. Do us a favor. Hit that like button. It helps us with that algorithm. It helps the show grow. Do us a favor by liking this video, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell while you're at it. If you listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts, XM Radio, Sirius XM, do us a favor, rate, review, and subscribe there as well. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. All right, let's talk about our friends over at BetOnline. We're back very soon. See, it does sound like I've been in those Millers. Back very soon. Don't go anywhere. We got a lot to discuss. We talk about it next. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way for you to wager on all of your favorite sports, contests, events with the first-to-market odds and lines. Find reviews for all the news for each league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, college sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all of your sports information for live in-game betting, props, and futures. Head on over to BetOnline today and use your mobile device to join and make your first sports bet. Use our promo code BELIEVE50, that's BELIEVE50, BLEAV 50, to receive your 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit. That's betonline.ag, betonline.ag. With over 65 years of experience, we're back. I was reading this thing that Elon Musk just sent me. So apparently, Elon Musk is asking your boy for some money, $1,000 a month. Listen, Elon, I've really enjoyed that since you've taken over Twitter. Your boy can't afford $1,000 a month, homie. I can't afford $1,000 a month. I'm just gonna let you know. Jamie Brady says, being picky, but why does it seem fielders are always out of position? I don't think that they were or have been a lot, Jamie. I mean, so let's get into it. I mean, you had a double play tonight by Gavin Dugas, an unassisted double play for you, and then 4-3, coming in the bottom of the sixth. And what happened there is, look, Ty Floyd, we can't make enough of what happened with Ty Floyd tonight. He went 7 innings. Gave up 4 runs. I get what you're saying, but, man, being able to go through 7 solid innings, both of your starting pitchers. Look, we've made a lot of mention of Ty Floyd. A lot of mention of Ty Floyd. Now, look, you can make the argument it's against Mississippi State when he's having some success. It's against Auburn, which, by the way, Auburn just won their 5th straight SEC series, and they look to sweep here tomorrow. Look, we were making fun of those guys when LSU played Auburn, that if they won out that they could host a regional. Guys, it's very likely they could. Now, I would have to go back and look. I'm not so sure that they didn't sweep last weekend when Auburn played Ole Miss. I'm pretty sure they did. So they're going for their, would it be 6? So, and then they beat South Carolina. I mean, dang, man, last 2 of LSU. So they 2, 3, 7 straight SEC wins. 7 straight SEC wins. So they're red hot. Even though Ty Floyd did go through 4, but he struck out 9 in that game. He struck out 9 dudes in 4 innings, guys. He's coming into a little bit of his own. I get that there's times where he leaves a pitch over the plate and it gets absolutely jacked, like he did with Harbor in the first, and like it did there later in, the 7th? Yeah, in the seventh, he gave the two-run home run to Murillo. But guys, second inning, gives up a single, gets a fly out, fly out, bam, bam, bam. You go into the bottom of the third, he goes 1, 2, 3 again. Gets a fly out, a strikeout, and then a fly out again. You go to the bottom of 4, he gets a ground ball, another strikeout, he gives up a double, and then gets a ground ball to Tommy Tanks. So he's picking them up and putting them down. He's kind of coming to a little bit of his own. You go into the bottom of the 5th, another 3 batters up, 3 batters down, fly out to Tommy Tanks, fly out to Jordan Thompson, and then a fly out to Trey Morgan in shallow left field. You go to the bottom of 6. He walks Condon, who's their best hitter and arguably the best hitter as a freshman in college baseball. Then you have a 4 unassisted double play with Gavin Dugas, and then he strikes out Harbor, who hit a home run off of him in the first inning. Gets a little bit rocked in the 7th. He gives up the 2-run home run, but he gets a couple ground balls and the fly out to Dylan Cruz, and then he's out of there. So back-to-back days, back-to-back starting pitchers have gone 7 for you. Oh, by the way, Riley Cooper's available tomorrow. Let's call it what it is. Gavin Guidry, I think, still available for you tomorrow. Nate Ackenhausen, Griffin Herring. You have your entire bullpen. Or the guys that can come in and actually throw, you have your bullpen. So as much as we've made about last weekend against Mississippi State, LSU, and what great, not good, but they did what great teams do. You hit a little bit of a slump, and then all of a sudden you turn around and you impose your will against a team that you should impose your will on. I thought Jay was in his bag tonight. The simple fact that Dylan Cruz led off the game and first pitch fastball hits an absolute frozen road to deep center field at the warning track, I am literally okay with. Then you go into the 4th, he sees 3 pitches and gets an RBI single. He went up there, made an adjustment, and swung the bat at a high level. He hit the ball really hard. His last plate appearance, he hits an absolute frozen road to shortstop, and the guy Murillo just so happens to be there. Jay pushed all the right buttons. We got a lot of guys we need to talk about in a positive light here tonight. We talked about Jordan Thompson already. We got to talk about Hayden Travinski too, man. We have to talk about Hayden Travinski. He may be outside of Tommy Tanks, the hottest guy at the plate for you right now. And I don't care if you put Milazzo in there to catch for defensive purposes, but Travinski's going to have to DH. You cannot afford to take him out of the lineup. So his first appearance, he hit a foul ball. Catcher got it. So fly out to 2. He would strike out in the 5th, but then here he comes. His third plate appearance, like he normally does, top of 6. Tommy White would hit, I think, his 19th home run of the year. Morgan would ground out to second, and then Travinski comes up and hits an outright bomb into right center field. And I don't remember a time tonight where balls got past Hayden Travinski. You remember what happened last year with Hayden Travinski when he was behind the plate and why Tyler McManus was having to come in and play so much? It was simply due to the nature that Hayden Travinski was not good behind the plate. Hayden's been pretty damn good behind the plate this season. He's been really comfortable in things he's doing behind the plate. That man deserves his flowers, and he's got mustache power. If you cut his mustache off, all of his power gets lost. But since he's got the mustache, he's been hit. Guys, he is red hot. He is hotter than a flaming hot Cheeto. This man is hotter than a bonfire in late December when you're going out with your girlfriend in high school. This man is hotter than a red hot. This man is hotter. Should I be saying pause after saying a man's hot? I knew you were going to get me on that. See, I get comfortable when you're not here of not saying pause. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Either way, dude's just absolutely crushing. And you get to a situation where in the top of the 8th, Cruz gets hit by a pitch. Tommy White hits a frozen rope to the third baseman. He has to dive for it. He gets up. Trey Morgan throws him out at first, I should say. Trey Morgan strikes out, and then you have to intentionally walk Hayden Travinski. That's what she said. I know. And then Beloso would strike out. So, man, you have so many good guys coming up to the plate and having good appearances at the plate. You have guys that are getting red hot, and I like the aggressiveness from Dylan Cruz. Love the aggressiveness from Dylan Cruz. He goes 1 for 3 tonight. Travinski goes 1 of 3 tonight. And you get really, really, really big performances by guys on the mound. So, for what it's worth, you got to love it. You got to love it. Let me see here. Because I got a lot of people telling me that Arkansas just is now putting it on Vanderbilt. All right, I guess my score's wrong. It says it's still 4-2. It says it's still 4-2. So, yeah. Big J. Cole says he has mustache power and can pimp a bomb pretty well. Yeah, he's got the best pimp job, pause, in the business. Trey Robichaux says giving out mustache rides, pause. Pooh, are you happy what you started now that you have 200 people in here saying pause? Bill on Facebook says key pitching stat, limit the walks. Yeah, and that's another thing we didn't talk about last night. Okay, I know I mentioned it a little bit but it's amazing what happens when you throw strikes. It is amazing what happens when you throw strikes. Let him hit it. Like, you got to get the ball over the plate. If they start putting it on you, then there's not a lot else you can do, man. But when you throw strikes, Thatcher Hurd. I don't like that. Arkansas 7-2. I don't like that at all. So it looks like you lost the SEC West, because if they win tonight, it's over. Yeah, it looks like you lost the West. That stinks, man. Stinks. It's why you can't lose series to Mississippi State. It's why you can't lose a series at Auburn, even though they're red hot. Arkansas has been red hot, man, and look, nobody's talking about them. Nobody's talking. I mean, name a time where you see on Twitter everybody talking, or anywhere people talking about Arkansas. And look, I think their 4-hole guy is out for the year. Like, the guy that's been hitting their 4-hole for them all year long, he's out. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. You just What's crazy is that you could still win a national championship without winning the SEC. That's what the crazy thing is. Man. Bayou Bingo 84 says South Carolina may not even make a top 16 seed. Things could have been much worse. Good teams right the ship. Yeah, they do, man. Yeah, they do. And look, like we mentioned earlier, okay, good teams when struggling find their way back. They just do. And you are one of those teams. You found your way back. It could have gotten much worse. Now, they've lost 2 of their starting guys on the mound that go in the weekend rotation. So it's tough to overcome something like that. But back to the original thought process, when you go out there and just throw strikes, yeah, you might get hit around a little bit sometimes, but normally you're going to get a lot of guys out. And for what it's worth, Gavin Guidry, who had been struggling all year at being consistent at coming in and throwing strikes, tonight he did not have an issue. Thatcher Hurd, after giving up the 2 home runs in the ninth, did not have an issue with throwing strikes. It's amazing what happens when you go out there and compete. Now you go into the game 3 against Georgia. Look, go out there and sweep, man. Leave no doubt. Leave no doubt. Leave no doubt for the committee. Leave no doubt for anybody that you can go out there and get to Omaha. Because, look, congratulations, you are a top 8 seed. And it would have been outright criminal for 3 years of Dylan Cruz's career at LSU for LSU to never host a regional. That would have been criminal. But now the box is going to get loud. You're going to have a good regional. Hopefully you can get out of it, which I think that you will. And then you go into hopefully a supers, and anything can happen. Anytime you get into the top 16, anything can happen. So we'll see. We'll see. But an overall fantastic performance by your team. An overall great performance by your team. And Jay flipping up the lineup may have helped. Sometimes you just got to mix some things up and see how things happen. I like that Pearson got the start, and that's another guy we haven't talked about. Man, you know how difficult it is to come off the bench and do what he did last night? Do you know how difficult it is? Which, by the way, everybody going, I saw this from somebody last night, you know who said it. But it's like, oh, look what happened. Josh Pearson or didn't get down the button. The runner advanced to third, and then he hit a bomb. And then Jay Johnson goes out there and says, oh, it was a bunt take, and then he hits the home run. So he was never bunting anyway, you idiot. Either way, Josh Pearson, I think, when was it? He had an RBI walk in the 4th inning. And then let me find it. I think because he had another 2 RBI single. When was that? I'm looking for it, y'all. I'm looking for it. Oh, and then the 5th. So he had an RBI walk in the 4th, and then the 5th inning, he comes up and has the 2 RBI single to really kind of open the game wide open. So now, with the way that Josh Pearson has performed the last 2 days, you cannot afford to take him out of the lineup. So, and what's wild, and I know a lot of people or some people in this chat hates, maybe not hates, but doesn't like seeing this guy in the lineup. But think about this. You have a guy like Milazzo that's in the dugout. You have a guy like Jared Jones that's in the dugout. You have a guy like Paxton Kling that's in the dugout. This team's got depth, man. Your 10th guy, arguably, that if you needed a home, like if you needed bases loaded, no outs, and you needed a dude that can hit for some pop, Jared Jones has 14 home runs a year. Well, Blake, he struck out 60 times. I don't care. I mean, do you want that number to reduce? Sure you do. But this team's deep, man, and they found their way back. If I'm Jay, I'm not changing up a damn thing. I wouldn't change up a damn thing. If you're gonna keep rolling like this, don't change anything up. I mean, sure, change the lineup here or there, do what you got to do. But man. Levi says, look, Blake, we won this series because I wasn't in attendance game 1. Well, if your ass goes to Hoover, any regional, super regional, or if you go to Omaha, Levi, we are throwing you in Lake Pontchartrain. We will throw you in Lake Pontchartrain. Adam B says, wish Dugas would have came up and smashed a bomb on that pitcher talking smack. Yeah, what was that about? Like, dude, you're down. Your series, your year is almost over, and you throw submarine. Beta dudes throw submarine. That's the sound he makes when he throws. Oh, puppy. That's what I heard him saying when he was pitching night. Oh, puppy. That's my seal. Don't be acting hard when you throw like that, dude. Don't do it. Justin Wells says, some of y'all are wild. Never count out Tim Corbin when it's on the line come regional play. I don't think anybody's counting them out. I don't think anybody's counting them out. Kirk Paul says, look good. Pearson coming up clutch. Floyd found his mojo. EAUX. Yeah? You got to give it to him, man. Father Abear says, I demand that whenever LSU heads back into Baton Rouge, they being back Georgia's physical bullpen and their pitching mounts on the field. Yeah, it certainly helped. It certainly helped. Whatever's going on, it certainly helped. Deadeye Jed, look at that buck in that profile picture. Man, I had some deer sausage this weekend for Mother's Day weekend. Shoo-wee. Shoo-wee. Had peppers in it, and oh, boy. You can't, oh, shoot. You can't beat it. I lost him. What did he say? I lost him. Oh, there he is. Deadeye Jed says, umpire keep Georgia in the game with some bad calls, and it ticked off Jay Johnson. Yeah, not only that, I mean, the home run late that Ty Floyd gave up in the seventh, the two pitches before, how they weren't called strikes, I have no idea. And look, this is something that I have advocated for all year long. You know how, like, if you watch a game on MLB TV or if you watch a game on ESPN, can we get the little strike zone box? Like, is that a little too much to ask? Can we get the scores? Can the SEC make a Twitter profile? Can they? I mean, if you're actively grading these umpires for postseason play, well, if you're going to do that, why don't you give us the grade? Like, publicly, like, make that public. I want to know how these guys do. But the reason that they're not going to make it public is they can say whatever they want. Now, I know the umpires in the SEC get their grades at the end of the game. Why not publish that on Twitter? Why not publish that on your website? Why do they get to have it and we don't? You can make up any Rudy Poo. Like guys, like, for an example, I called my listen to this. This is no BS. I called my buddy this morning at the SEC office. And he's already kind of mad at me because I keep, like, cursing every time we talk about these guys around the SEC that are umpiring games. And he's like, well, yeah, it looks like they got an A last night. And I'm like, there's no way. There's no way that crew last night, especially that guy behind the mound, got an A. And if that guy got an A, what's his name? Greg Sankey needs to start firing dudes that are umpires or that are grading these pitches. Somebody's head needs to roll, because there's no way in blue hell that the guy on Friday or Thursday night deserved anything more than a D-. That guy was horrendous. And then luckily he got better tonight. So yeah. Dane Bergeron says, Blake, give a shout out to my son, Ben. He lives in Georgia and watches your show regularly. What's up, Ben? Great name. Fantastic name. the only thing that goes to show there is that me and your father know how to pick fantastic names. So shout out to Ben. Oh man, I said it too loud. Yes. No. Shouldn't have said that too loud. Y'all already know who's knocking on the door. You calling me? He getting his little like twang to him. You know how kids get their little twang to him? You calling me? Daddy. Dude. If he says my name one more time today, I might scream. William Hano says, just fixing to ask that. Why in the F can't we have the pitcher box like Major League Baseball? I don't know if it's like, I don't know if they don't have like the equipment or they don't have the technology because, I mean, really ESPN's not making a whole hell of a lot of money and doing that. But, man, it's not that difficult, man. Like, you're already broadcasting the game. I mean, like, we can do anything. Like, we could pull up, for example, like, it takes nothing to pull up a box. You know, like we just did with our good friend John Patton over at GMFS Mortgage. If you're buying a new home, saving money on the mortgage that you have now, or even doing a cash-out refi, the timing has never been better. Get in touch with him today at 225-614-1234. Let him know that Blake sent you on by. You can put up another graphic. Like our good friends over at Fry Construction. Fry Construction and Dirt Services. Site and work development, land development, oil and gas services, commercial construction, aggregate and soil hauling, waste containers, demolition. They do it all. Give them a call. They're out there in units 337-457-5100. It's not that difficult. Yeah, and Pooh makes a great point. I mean, they already have it for Major League Baseball games. Why can't they do it for the SEC? Pooh, I have no idea. Sherry Berry says that's actually a very good idea, publishing the umpires' grades. I like it. Yeah, I just don't – I don't get why you can't release that. I don't know why you can't release that, because normally if you don't release something, if you're doing it and then you don't release it and then they're so proud that they're judging umpires, well, release it then. The reason you're not releasing it is because you don't want people to know what's going on. You don't want people to know what's going on. And then you already have people monitoring the game. That's what instant replay's for. The reason you already have people in Hoover making decisions. They know if it's a ball or strike or not. How can you not? Oh, well. TJ on Facebook says, still not sold on their offense. Whose offense? He says they haven't done crap when they played in the top teams in the SEC. Wait, who are you talking about, buddy? Who are you talking about? I know there's no way you're talking about LSU. There can't. What are we talking about here? You can't be talking about LSU now, because if memory serves me, LSU 10-run ruled Arkansas in game 2, 12-2, and then beat Arkansas 14-5 in game 3. Oh, okay. I was about to say, man, like LSU beat the dog shiznite out of Arkansas to begin SEC play, in the beginning of SEC play. Cole Harville on YouTube says, why was Georgia mad about Joe Bear getting hit? Well, in fairness, he was kind of already opening up. I think that they thought either it hit off the knob of the bat or he was in his swing. I understand their logic on that, right? Like, he's already in his process. I mean, he's already here, like he's coming, but he doesn't go. He checks his swing and then it hits his hand. But Look, that's another dude we hadn't talked about. I would love to. Let me pull this up. I'd love to know Joe Bear's statistics. I'd love to know Joe Bear's statistics. But I think he's hitting close to 300, almost double-digit home runs. That's another guy. And look, another guy. You know what's crazy, man? What's crazy is we have not talked about Travinski defensively, and I know Joe Bear had a bad miss a couple of weeks ago, but defensively he has not been bad at all. Remember how bad he was last year? Like in the beginning of the year, everybody's takes were, oh man, you can't put Brain Joe Bear out in the outfield. He really stinks. You haven't really said a word over the last couple of months. You haven't said a word. Shout out to Jay and shout out to the staff for getting those guys better. You have seen them get better. That's the tip of the cap. With sports betting getting more prevalent, we need refs, officials, stats for betting purposes. That's true. That's true. But you see Sankey made them get off, what was it, Caesars that LSU had? If you had a gambling affiliation, like LSU had to take all the Caesar stuff down. I saw him taking it down at Tiger Stadium last week. Ryan says at least post the grades at the end of the series. At worst. At worst. Hashtag spicy glizzy. That's how hot he is. He's hotter than a spicy glizzy. And you tell me, Pauls, this man's talking about glizzies. And he likes his spicy. That's my seed. Dear no, don't put your deer stuff. Don't put my deer sausage. I cut it up. I don't put the whole link in my mouth just because I don't want to hear the word pause. Anyway. Y'all doing no spaces tonight? All right, Pooh Bear and them are doing a Twitter space tonight. So after the show, y'all need to go on over there. William Hano says, and we know now why 13 refs retired this year. Maybe. That could be a really good point. Could be a really, really good point. I didn't think about it like that. Actually, I hadn't thought about it at all, to be real with you. All right, let me go around the SEC. I want to talk about this Auburn stuff very quickly. Bottom of the ninth in Columbia. Tennessee's up 5-0 on South Carolina. Texas A&M is tied 3-3 with Mississippi State. Now, listen now. Mississippi State, I think, still technically alive, right? With Georgia losing tonight. So if they could pull off this win against Texas A&M, they're in Hoover. Or they'd be battling to get into Hoover. Man, wouldn't that be some shizite? All right, Travinski, this is Bayou Bengal 84 on YouTube saying Travinski has looked so different at the plate than he has the last 2 years. His swing is different. His confidence is way higher. His approach and pitch selections have been really good too. I agree. I really, really, really agree. All right, let me do this. Let me talk about my good buddy Carol Foss over at State Farm. Do not turn the show off. There is an outright scandal at Auburn. No, I'm not talking about Clessy. No, I'm not talking about Brian Harsin. Shout out Clessy. Maybe I am talking about Clessy and I just don't know it yet. Maybe that's who the 16th was with. Nevertheless, Pooh, you still in love with Clessy? You don't remember Clessy? Brian Harsin's side piece? He said, Dr. Umar Johnson made me stay away. You can't stay away from them snow bunnies. Isn't that what he calls white women, snow bunnies? All right, let's talk about our good friend Carol Foss over at State Farm. An outright scandal going on in Auburn. We talk about it next. Guys, you might know my good friend Carol Foss and all the great service that he provides over at State Farm. He is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates as well? Along with the great neighbor service, State Farm agent Carol Foss has surprisingly great rates for everyone inside the state of Louisiana. So call him today at 985-395-4300, 985-395-4300 for all of those surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life insurance needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to the State Farm underwriting requirements. Did y'all see this? Auburn University announced Thursday it had handed down an indefinite suspension around a quote-unquote situation pertaining to violations of athletic department policies. It started with numerous explicit videos being shared on social media. So if you look, this is from Outkick, but if you look inside the article, Auburn issues suspensions around alleged Jaquez Hunter explicit video. To give you an idea of what happened here, I guess we can open it. But Auburn University has issued suspensions for unknown amounts of students who are allegedly involved in a video that allegedly appears to show junior running back Jaquez Hunter from Auburn engaging in explicit activities. The indefinite suspensions came from the school, not the athletic department, which we should note. So let me just throw this out here. Let me just throw this out here for just a quick. Let me just throw this out here. Do you remember the very vicious rumor around Kayshon Boutte? Well, it actually happened in Auburn. So apparently, not even 6 months into Hugh Freeze's reign at Auburn, there's another sex scandal. You just can't make this up, man. You just can't make this up. Like, who's posting this on social media? And then it's just, I don't get it. Why are people posting things like this on social media to start off with? Why? And then if you're Jaquez Hunter, it's a very unfortunate situation for him. Now, I will admit, I have not seen the video, nor do I plan on watching the video. But it just amazes me that not so long ago, there was an allegation. I'm not reading that. There was an allegation around LSU that came from Snapchat from a Texas A&M fan that everybody believed to be true, which who knows at this point if it is or isn't true. But now it's actually happened at Auburn. Man, what really is going on in the Plains? You know, about a year ago, or a little bit more than a year ago, was around the time that their now ex-coach Brian Harsin was on the hot seat for allegedly having sex with his secretary. Her name was Clessy, and she was Pooh Bear's boo. Producer Pooh Bear's boo. Not really. But, I mean, who knows? And now you have this. What's funny to me is, again, When these kinds of things come up around LSU, it's national news. Everybody's talking about it. It's a big deal. Everybody's like, oh, LSU's a dumpster fire. You got dudes with glasses from Notre Dame saying that place is a dumpster fire. Nothing really being said about what's going on at Auburn. Listen, now I'm going to be a little serious. To any athlete that's out there today, any young athlete, don't do stupid stuff like this. Because Jaquez Hunter's a good running back. And man, look, his career could be done behind all of this, considering what may or may not be on these alleged sex tapes. I don't know. But it's just wild to me that Auburn did things that were fake about Brian Harsin and said some very damning things on him that wind up not being true, to now all of a sudden you really did have a pretty massive sex scandal. What did Lil Wayne say about Karma? Karma is a B, but I don't hate her. If karma really does exist, which I believe that it does, Auburn just got all of it and a bag of chips. And that's not all. That's not all that got clapped. Man. Pierce Lee says that Yellowwood NIL deal has gone too far. Oh, man. Oh, man. Auburn is a trailer fire. Dude, this is just crazy to me. It is crazy to me. But did y'all see this? So allegedly more in the story. So this is how it came out. So someone with a 601 telephone number, there's an account called Jarquez Exposed. Jarquez Hunter X on Twitter, at Jarquez Hunter X on Twitter. The account says, Apple pay me $5 to 601 575 9679 to be accepted. DM with proof, and apparently you will be able to get the video. Well, then after that started going around, the account got suspended. Jarquez Hunter ran for 675 yards last year. He had 7 touchdowns. He is a career 1,300-yard back. I mean, that's just crazy, man. It's honestly, I have never seen anything like this. In all honesty, I've never seen anything like this. Pooh, you make a joke about this. He says, but seriously, it sounds like revenge P word. Man, it kind of does, man. What it sounds like is somebody with a Mississippi area code, 601, then does this. So he must have made somebody really mad, and they exposed him. That's what I'm saying, man. Young athletes, you just don't get involved with people like that you truly don't know. People are out to get you. People are truly out to get you, man. Don't do it. Cat Clark says, this ain't new. Let's make jokes, but social is real. What are you talking about? I didn't post this. It's our business to talk about the SEC and news. And, Kat, with all due respect, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. Pierce Lee says allegedly it was his ex that did it to Jarquez Hunter. Man. Whew. Adrian Bailey says the 601 is in Mississippi area code. Yeah. Yeah. It sure is. It sure is. I hate it for him, man, because he man, you just don't come back from things like that. And look, I'm going to say this and y'all are going to joke, okay? Do y'all all know Jamal Murray? I'm assuming a lot of you know who Jamal Murray is. He's the the shooting guard for the Denver Nuggets. Well, do y'all remember what happened a couple years ago to Jamal Murray and his girlfriend? He accidentally he quote unquote accidentally posted a video of him and his girlfriend and her giving him a sexual favor. And then, like last night, the dude goes for what did he go for? 51 points or something crazy like that. And then he has a beard, and on his beard he's got, like, you know how you get the scruffle. Well, people were making fun of him, said the scruffle on his neck. There was a lot of familiarity with that in a video that he posted on Instagram. Things like that don't leave you, man. They don't leave you. Kat, I disagree with this. I agree with what you're saying. She says, I know social media is not real. You ask me why it get exposed. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, yes, social media is not a real place. Like, if somebody who's not a real person, like literally yesterday, I had a guy that used to be a friend of mine. Now he's all passive aggressive with his chin strap, and he's like constantly going after me. But like, that's real because you know a person. But a story like this stays with you forever because of the popularity and who you are. Guys, what if that happened to me? Now, I'm not trying to brag or anything like that. We have 15 to 20,000 live views and downloads on podcast every episode. You mean to tell me that if something like that came out on me, that it would not be damning? It's damning if people don't know who you are, because people ultimately will find out when things go viral like that. It does not matter. Doesn't matter. Jason says, with a looks like a Power Hour LSU shirt on, says, do we win it all? What do you think our chances are? Can you win it all? Yes. Do you need to get a little bit more hot and consistent on the mound? Also, yes. Especially in your bullpen. But yeah, you can. You can. Well, you're correct on Destiny Wilson's career, Pooh. But social media can ruin you, man. As much as it builds you up, it can tear you down. Craig Granger says social media is definitely real. That's how the world turns nowadays. It's true. It's how the world goes round. So, I met Pooh and all of you that know me are from a social media platform. So, all right, let's get out of here. We'll see y'all not tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe we'll do a special show on Sunday. Who knows? All right. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll find. We'll see. We went Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Maybe we'll take a day off. Till tomorrow or whenever. See ya. Y'all have a good night. Peace.